I'm Emily and I'm here to talk to you about plasma. No, not that stuff in your blood. Plasma as in the fourth state of matter. What do you mean the fourth state of matter? I learned in school that there are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. That, my young friend, is where you are wrong. See, when you're in elementary school, you learn that there are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. But these are lies. Well, okay, maybe not lies, but at least an oversimplification of the truth. But when you get to high school, or if you watched a bunch of science videos when you were younger because you're a nerd like me, you find out there is in fact a 4th state of matter: plasma. Plasma occurs when a lot of energy is put into a gas to the point where its molecules are stripped of their electrons, leading to a soup of positively charged ions and negatively charged electrons. This soup is highly conductive and very reactive to the influence of magnetic fields. Plasma is actually the most abundant form of ordinary matter in the universe. A lot of this plasma found in space actually makes up the stars, including our very own sun. Places you've likely seen plasma on Earth include natural lightning strikes or artificially generated forms like neon or fluorescent lights. Another way you can see plasma in action is if you cut a grape in just the right way and put it in the microwave, it will create a ball of plasma. Now, I would show you this, but I'm too much of a fan of my microwaved foods, so I will link to a video in the description where the science channel Veritasium braves this experiment. So what are the scientific implications and uses for plasma in the future? One of the more concerning implications of plasma is the creation of large solar flares. These solar flares come as a result of the magnetic field lines in plasma in our sun getting tangled up and eventually snapping. Under the right conditions, a large solar flare could prove disastrous to our power grid that runs pretty much all of modern life. Another more positive possibility for plasma, to the delight of all the nerds out there like me: lightsabers. The leading lore on the real-world equivalent of the fantasy space weapon of the Jedi is plasma, somehow contained within a magnetic field. Now, we have been able to contain plasma within a device called a tokamak. This device uses huge electromagnets to contain plasma in a torus shape. But there are still a couple issues. One of these issues is that when the plasma would come into contact with something like, I don't know, the arm of a person, as it always does, it would likely start arcing into the air around it, creating lightning bolts. Admittedly, kind of a big issue. While we may be a little ways off from creating the great science fantasy standard of the lightsaber, I think plasma is pretty cool and a very useful substance. And I think it's time we stop shying away from it and make sure everybody knows about the 4th state of matter: plasma.